We're going to look at indexing a Google Doc today, and indexing is a process where you take a pretty wordy sort of a doc and you just organise it. So you've got, a heading and you've got subheadings, sort of a contents that you can navigate by clicking the links in the contents. And you do it to organise a really wordy document for your own convenience or for your students, or it might be an activity you get your students to do in order to better understand the contents of what they're reading. So I've got nothing on this doc at the moment, so I'm going to go to this PDF I've got up, the NCA Change Package 2019, and I'm going to copy a whole lot of text from here. And I'm going to Control C or Control Shift or Control C, and then when I come back to my doc, if I press Control Shift V, it'll paste in there. And if you press Control Shift V or Command Shift V, you can paste it without all the formatting, which can make things a little bit more convenient. Okay, so just to organise this, the first thing you've got to do is you have to go to this little drop down here, and we'll put in a title, and we'll call this Change Package. And then we're going to organise the rest of this stuff into headings and subheadings. And, we've only got, it's not an enormous document, but you can do this with any length or any size Google Doc. Okay, and this first paragraph is about barriers, so I'm going to head that barriers, and I'm going to make this a heading number 1. This is already highlighted as what you need to know, so I'm going to call that heading number 1 as well. We've got a bit about the design of assessments. This is going to also be a heading number 1. And we've got a little section down here with key changes. Also, we're going to make heading number 1. This stuff is the NCA Change Package Overview. Back to heading number 1. And I'm going to call this More Changes. And we're also going to heading number 1. At this point, I come back to just underneath my title and I insert a table of contents down here with page numbers, I guess. So I've very quickly broken this down into sections, and I've got this navigable thing here where if I click on any of these sections, it gives me a link and I can quickly navigate to that section. It's especially useful if you're dealing with multiple pages and very wordy sort of stuff. That's the first part. The second part is if this were a shared document, and this is useful in a class situation, I might want to check that my students understood this. So to do that, I can highlight and I can ask students questions or ask other people questions using the comments. Now, once you highlight things, it will give you the add a comment option over here. Bear in mind too, you can go to insert a comment, or you can click on the comment thing there. So there's multiple ways you can do that. So back to this though, if I wanted to ask a specific student a question, I'd start with the @ symbol. and it's already brought up a number of people here. And I might ask this particular student, and I've asked this student this question. I click on assign and assign, that student will get that. He'll have to answer that and mark it as done. So that's the second part, is adding the comments. Remember, just to make it easy, you always start with the @ symbol, and when you start typing the student's name, it should automatically appear in there also. So indexing.